What up, everybody? Time to do another video. Today we're going to answer a challenge. As you can see right here, this challenge is from JT's Knife Life. If you aren't subbed to JT's Knife Life channel, then go ahead and do it. I've been subbed for a while. JT, this cat, he's pretty knowledgeable. He does a wide range of products, and he does some very high quality video reviews. I've enjoyed his channel. Now, he came up with this challenge, and basically what it is, you can see here, it is a $150 knife collection challenge. And it's pretty much what it says. You've got $150 to build a knife collection. And, you know, I saw him do his, and then a couple of other channels jumped on, and I thought to myself, man, that's just way too easy. It's way too easy to spend $150 on knives. Whether you spend it all on one knife or you buy some lower end knives and have more of a full collection. Because right now in 2017, man, this is a great time to be buying knives. Not only do you have a wide selection of product, you've got a wide selection of quality manufacturers. You've got this sort of new influx that's happened in the last couple of years of super high quality knives on the lower price point range that we did not have before. So it is really pretty easy to build a decent collection on a lower budget and have great knives in it. So I thought to myself, man, this is really easy. And it turned out it wasn't easy at all, guys. JT, this really was a challenge, buddy. And the challenge to me was not to look at it as I look at knives now. I've been in the knives for so long. I've had, an extensive collection. I've been around knives. I've made knives. I've spent a lot of money on knives. And that's not how somebody starts a collection. So I had to really change my thought process in this and approach it as somebody that may be new, less experienced, less knowledgeable to knives, that is trying to start a collection and build a collection. And that was really a challenge for me. It was really a whole change in mindset, because a lot of the knives that I have are such specialized knives. And that's not generally how you start out a collection. A lot of people, they start out and they've got a pocket knife. A traditional pocket knife that maybe their father gave to them or their grandfather or uncle or something. And then they buy a folder, a lock-in folder with a pocket clip on it. And then they go, you know what, I do some hunting. We're going deer hunting this season. I need to have a skinning knife, and they buy a skinning knife. And then they notice this big trend that's so controlled the cutlery world, this tactical trend, and they go, man, I want to get this sort of tactical knife and have one of those. And then the next thing you know, they've got a knife collection. They've got 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 knives. They never really intended to have a collection, but all of a sudden they do, and they think to themselves, man, I might as well just keep going on with this and collect knives. And that's generally how people start with their knives. So I had to, jump in the Wayback Machine, go back in time and remember, 30 some odd years ago when I first started buying knives, and sort of cross-reference that the way I started with what we have available now. And JT, man, I'm telling you, that was a tough row to hoe right there, buddy. So we're going to start with fixed blades, because I honestly think even when I was young, one of the first knives that I had was a fixed blade knife when I was in the Scouts. And I think it really is probably the most important knife that you'll have in your collection. No, you don't carry it every day in your pocket, but when you really need that toughness that only a fixed blade supplies, you've got to have it. You got to have it. And for my first fixed blade for the $150 challenge, this is what we got right here. This is the Ka-Bar Mark I combat knife. And this is the smaller version of the combat knife. It is a 5 1/8 inch blade length and probably, 1/8 inch stock. It's in 1095 carbon. So it's a carbon steel. It's a little easier to sharpen in the field. You got to take care of it because it may rust. But that's all part of the learning process of building a knife collection. Now this one's got a Kraton handle, which is a high durometer rubber. It gives you the tacky feel of rubber, but it's firm and solid. It's not squishy. And you can see that this knife has got a palm swell sort of cross section build on the handle. It's very comfortable. It fits smaller hands and full size hands. It is a fairly compact knife, but it gives you that 5 inch or 5 1/8 inch blade length. And then you've got the impact pommel that's common on the Ka-Bar combat knives. Now this knife, it does come with a pretty decent sheath. It's an injection molded sheath that is MOLLE compatible. It has 3 retention points on it. Sort of a friction fit clip in here where it holds onto the guard of the knife, and then you've got 2 button straps. It's a pretty decent sheath, so this is a knife that you can buy and you don't have to run out and have a custom sheath made for it right off the bat. All right, and right now that knife, you can grab one off of Amazon for $53.48. $53.48. All right, we're going to set that right there. Now, I didn't want to stop with just one fixed blade. That's going to be my primary fixed blade, heavy duty work, survival, hunting, camping. It's going to cover all those bases, but I wanted something else, so this is my second choice for a fixed blade, and that's the Maracniv Companion, or the Mora Companion as we all call it. Now, Mora knives are made in Sweden. They're available in stainless steel or carbon steel. This is a carbon steel version of the Companion knife. Now, these feature a Scandi grind. That's the grind type for the edge. They are extremely sharp. They have a very comfortable utilitarian shaped handle with a palm swell. It is in a hard plastic that's over molded on a partial tang of the blade. The tang goes through, I don't know, 2/3 of the way maybe. And then over that hard plastic, you've got a rubber that's co-molded over it. So it's a lot like the grip on the Ka-Bar. It is very comfortable in multiple grips. You can use this knife in any way. It's a very usable edge grind, and they are extremely, extremely high quality for what you pay for them, which in this case is $14.95. Now, the only short point on the Mora knives is the sheath. It is a injection molded nylon sort of pouch sheath, and while it does hold the knife, it's not a feature laden sheath. It's got a sort of a plastic belt clip, and most people use these knives as sort of emergency knives, backup knives. This is a great knife to throw down in your bug out bag. It's not super heavy, but it is a great design. They are highly respected. This is one of the most highly respected fixed blades that you can find in the knife world at that low price. So there is fixed blade number 2, and that is going to be the last one of those in the collection at $150. Now we're going to go into folders, and I wanted to have a broad range of folders. There's so many different types of folders at so many different price points. I could have jumped in here and dropped $100 on one folder easily to get something really high quality. But as I said in the beginning of the video, we've seen this big influx in the last couple of years of lower price knives that are super high quality. And we got to remember, when you first start building your knife collection, you don't typically start with $200 knives. So the first thing I'm going to pull out here is sort of a, throw around not throw away because it's too high quality for that, but it's a lower cost knife that you will not worry about, and it's a pretty decent little knife. That is the Kershaw Shuffle. Man, this knife really is a great little design. It's small. It's about 2.3 inch blade. The Shuffle is in HCR 13 MOV, which is a Chinese stainless steel, not a super high-end steel, but it's a decent lower mid-range stainless steel. It's a liner lock, Zytel handle scales with the K pattern texturing on it, which some people like and some people don't. I don't care one way or another. It's got a built-in bottle opener. You've got a lanyard attachment point that can work as a flathead screwdriver. It's got a great little deep carry pocket clip on it. It's a great little pocket clip design that Kershaw uses across quite a few of their models, and even Zero Tolerance uses a pocket clip a lot like this on their higher end models. Overall, not heavy duty, but a nice compact. You can see it in my medium-sized hands. One good thing about this knife is it's available in a bunch of different finishes. This one is in the purple scales with the black wash blade. I really, there's not a lot that I can say about the Shuffle. This is one that I'll clip on to my bag with a carabiner, or tie it on with a piece of paracord, or just clip it into a secondary pocket on my pants or whatever. You don't have to worry, it's always there, fairly lightweight, pretty well made liner lock. They're widely available. You can get these just about anywhere, any sports store, any online store, Walmart. Just about everywhere has these. And you know what? You can buy a 3-pack of these knives for $26. A 3-pack for $26. They make great gifts. Now, this model is $15.21 on Amazon. All right, $15.21, bringing our total up so far. Let's see. I don't know. We're about $80, somewhere around there. All right, the next knife is going to be my everyday carry hard use folder, and this was the easiest knife to pick out of the bunch. This is a brand that has really caught on in the last couple of years. Some people hate it, some people despise it, and some people love them. And I'm one of those that love these. If you are going to buy a knife around the $20 price point and you want to ask me for advice, this is the brand that I'll bring up more than anything, and that's Ganzhou. All right, Ganzhou is a Chinese company. They're an OEM manufacturer. They make knives for probably hundreds of different brands. They sell these knives under their name, Ganzhou, and under the Firebird brand, which is an internal branding of theirs. This is a 3.5 inch blade in a drop point, nice thick blade stock. It's in 440C, which is a older high carbon stainless steel, and it wasn't just a couple of 2 or 3 decades ago that 440C was the high-tech blade steel. It's considered a mid-grade steel now, but I love 440C. It's got good corrosion resistance, a higher carbon content. Typically you find it hardened around the 59 Rockwell range. It's easy to sharpen. It'll take a keen edge. It'll hold an edge decently well. It's a mid-grade steel, but it is a great choice in a $20 knife. G10 handle scales, you can see that texture right there. They are radiused in this model. This is the 7413P model, the P standing for the radiused and textured handle scales. It features the Ganzhou G-Lock, which is basically a modified copy of the Benchmade Axis lock. It's a strong cross-bolt type lock. It's not a fancy knife. It's not a super pretty knife, but buddy, this is a utilitarian knife right here, high quality. The fit and finish are excellent at this price point. You can grab this knife right now off of Amazon for $25.99. $25.99, guys, and it comes with a little orange and black emergency whistle on a lanyard. That's a pretty good deal, guys. And that brings us right now to a grand total of $109.63. $109.63. We've got 4 knives right there so far, 2 fixed blades and 2 folders. Right now, we can cover just about every cutting task we would commonly have every day. But I wanted to put something fun in this. And I wanted to put this in because this is a knife type that really interests people. There's a fascination. There's sort of a cult following. They're impressive in so many different ways. You see them on TV. They've got this stigma attached to them. They've got this sort of, this cult of, I just don't know how to describe it, but you'll know as soon as I show you. And that's an automatic knife. All right, in this case, we've got the Boker Kalashnikov automatic. And this is from Boker Plus. It is an Asian-made import. It is one of the best automatic knives you can get for the price point. They're very highly respected. One of the great things about this knife, it comes in 2 different sizes. This is the full size, and it's got a 3 1/4 inch blade in AUS 8, but it comes in a smaller size. It is under 3 inches, I believe about 2.5 inch blade. There are a bunch of different finishes available on this, and this is a Blade HQ exclusive Desert series, and it's in an OD green handle with a copper coated sort of a dagger, single side grind dagger type of blade. You've got multiple different blade grinds available on this, multiple different handle finishes, multiple different blade finishes. There's probably 50 different versions of this knife. And it is a fantastic little automatic. And you know what? That's a great addition to a beginning knife collection if they are legal where you live. Don't break the law to have an automatic. Typically, you can have it in your collection at home, you just can't carry it. Fortunately, where I live, I can have it and carry it in the state of Tennessee, so woohoo for me. But I thought this would be a great addition to a $150 collection. It is something that not only would a new collector love, but everybody loves automatics. There's just such a cool factor with this knife, and these Boker Kalashnikov automatics are such a great example. And right now, these knives in multiple finishes are available from Blade HQ for $39.95. And guys, that puts our grand total right now at $149.58. $149.58, leaving 42 cents for you to carry around in the bottom of your pocket, or to put in your change jar and forget about until the end of the year when you trade all that in. So, JT, here's my response to the $150 knife collection challenge. A heavy-duty fixed blade in a decent size, a backup fixed blade at a great price point and a great design. We got a little sort of beater folder. We've got a good size EDC hard use folder in a decent blade steel from an up and coming company that's making a lot of waves. And we've got an automatic, something that has just got way too much coolness to it. The cool factor there just rounds out this $150 collection. Thank you, JT, for putting up this challenge. I hope everybody enjoyed this. You see in front of you, it doesn't take $1 million to build a knife collection. You can do it on $150. God bless all of you. You have a great day.